What's up? What's up? It's the Fast Break Podcast with episode 7.
Yeah.
I got my brothers here.
7. That's tough.
7. Got Caleb, aka Royal.
Yeah, you know it. Okay, what up, K?
I got my boy E. McGee.
E. McGee for sure on all
right.
socials.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like I said, episode 7, man. We got Justin, who couldn't make it today. Tim couldn't make it today, but we still here live in effect. And let's get straight to it, man. Everybody had a good week?
Yeah, good week, man.
Decent, man. Decent week, man.
All right. As we always do, we always draw a name out of this bucket or out of the hat. And that's who we're going to discuss.
Let's see, man.
All right.
Boy, the day he's not here, Kevin Durant.
Wow. We might have to put that one back.
Yeah, we gonna have to put that one back.
We have to
man.
put that one back.
on
We
wax,
gotta put that one
man.
back.
We'll put that back.
Yeah, put that on
Kevin
wax.
Durant,
Give him a chance.
Dwayne Wade, and Kobe are ones that can't be discussed with somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Kobe getting discussed.
Yeah. I mean, for
We
the
here.
sake of like,
Yeah.
it's
We
2
here.
against 1 right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm fine by myself though. I stand.
We already told you about how
I
that.
know Kobe.
I stand 10 toes down
Come on, bro. You see this
in
video.
any conversation.
Hey, look.
Come on,
Y'all
man.
can't see it, but Lakers always stay on guard,
I
man.
stand 10 toes.
Come on,
down,
man. We always here.
I stand
You know?
10 toes. 10 toes.
I don't know if y'all can see
Win, lose, or draw. I don't care. Win, lose, or draw. It's stamped on the back of the whip.
Hey,
Stay
also
ready, man.
rest in peace to the Mamba.
Yeah,
sir.
definitely, man.
That corner 3 I showed y'all that's my favorite 3 from Kobe against Portland in that year.
The left-hand jank.
Not the left hand giant. I'm talking about the turnaround 3 versus Portland. I think it was
The
like
one with that
2006.
area Portland fan hate him for. That's
Yeah,
why
yeah.
Portland fans hate Kobe because of that.
Not the one in the playoffs. I'm talking about just the one in the regular season
Oh, wow,
after
okay.
Shaq left. I just remember watching that game live, and it was just I was like, I think he had 60 that game.
Gosh, James Harden.
Ooh, let's go.
James Harden.
All right.
Who wants to start this?
Let me start. Let me start this one.
Dang, that's Tim guy too.
Yeah, I'm about to say. Now, to James Harden's credit, well, not even to his credit, but I remember first watching him in OKC, and my boy Skeet as my witness. You know, if he ever watches this, he can definitely have my back in the sentiments. But I definitely was rooting for James.
I remember. You talked to me about it. You called me and said that James was next up.
He was going to be tough. Now, he's had his struggles, you know what I'm saying, defensively, and bouncing around now because he just seems to be unsatisfied. But to his credit, I still think he still wants to win because even when he has these corner pieces like Kyrie and Kevin, he's still unsatisfied. Like, yo, deep down inside, he's not going to say it out loud like, yo, Kyrie, you need to be here. Stop tripping.
I think he's already said that. Didn't there? A news report just came out that he wants to leave. He's testing free agency.
That James Harden.
Right, he's testing free agency, and this is.
I don't know how solid it is though.
Yeah,
You know,
yes.
and
He's
you know,
frustrated.
like
He's frustrated. Like he wants.
I
to
would
win.
be too though.
You know what I'm saying? Like you got 2, like I know we just talked about this off air, but legitimate Hall of Famers, first ballot,
Yep, first ballot.
and you're not
guaranteed.
available because of your belief or whatever. But you can't be mad at him for that. But sometimes I know me as my just
As a
being an
competitor.
individual and a competitor, I'm like, all right, I want to win chips.
Yeah.
Like,
And
let
it's
me-
got to be even frustrating to your point. Like then you see Kyrie have games like he had last night, and it's like,
why can't you be here 100%?
Yeah,
ice cold.
You know what I'm saying? They selling vaccination cards fake and for free. I don't care what you got to do.
You already seen verbiage can get you out of that.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out Aaron Rodgers. Immunized. That'll get you out of that.
Yeah.
You know, use your vocabulary.
You can articulate,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, why you got one or don't have one.
That's crazy, man.
So, but, you know what I'm saying, he's still a legit threat. I think he's still going to hit his walls, you know what I mean? Like, he's going to have off games every now and then, but he's still a threat. And even changing the rules in Houston.
Yeah.
He's not getting to the line no more like he did,
He's
like he
getting
was
back.
doing.
He's getting back a little bit.
He get back, but his game had to change.
Yeah.
It ain't just flailing the arms and now, I'm at the line. His game can evolve.
I think you want to go.
No, I just was saying, with all due respect, because I know that's Tim guy too. You know, I'm gonna talk about him in a good tone, because I'll let him argue any other things about that. But with James Harden, nothing but he's a scorer. You know, he get to the free throw line, one of the league's best scorers. So, you know, that's what my debate gonna be with James Harden, man. Nothing negative because he can't. His guy isn't here to defend him. You know, just like KD. Yeah. Right. So we'll do the same for anybody. So
yeah, I appreciate what he did when he left.
Yeah.
Well, not when he left, when he got kicked out of OKC.
OKC.
And he established himself as a superstar on his own quickly.
He didn't
like
get
easy
kicked out though.
Yeah, he did. They got rid of him. They signed Ibaka. We talked about this.
Oh, yeah, we
they
did.
They chose
we did.
Ibaka over him.
I thought we just talked about this last episode.
How much did Ibaka get paid?
Get kicked out. He decided to sign with.
No, they signed Ibaka. They didn't have enough money to sign
That was a
Harden or
decision.
Ibaka.
Yeah.
OKC signed Ibaka over James Harden.
Gotcha.
So he had to go. So he established himself as a superstar fast. I mean, 6 games out the gate. It was clear that he is one of the best players in the league. Nobody can stop him from scoring.
He shouldn't have been on a bench.
Yeah, he shouldn't have been on the bench. He should have been their facilitator, their scorer, all that quickly. So I respect him for that fact. I didn't care for how he started playing the game later with all the foul drawn, because just me personally, just watching him, I would see the grabbing of people's wrists, hooking them with their arms and doing all that. And it's like, dang, dog, like, I understand trying to get to the line, but now you like
25 free throws.
Yeah, they can't even do anything to you, and the ref's just letting it go.
Right.
I didn't respect that part of it, but I think this year balanced it out. And where he reinvented himself again, showed that, hey, I can still get to the line. They still have to call for me, and I don't have to do all these little tricks and get away with them. So I respect James Harden in that fact. And, you know, I think he's dynamic. Where do y'all rate him on shooting guards all the time, though?
Before I even answer that, as a defender, I hate that. You know what I'm saying? That you feel like you can't touch this guy. You can't.
Yeah, right.
You can't.
But he can touch you.
You know what I'm saying?
But that was my thing,
but
yeah.
as a competitor,
Yeah.
and as a
Defender. Yeah.
like, your mindset has to be somewhere that nobody else is at to even think about doing that, to get that kind of call. You're leaving it up to the ref to make that decision. And nowadays, the ref, they see anything, you blow on somebody,
Wow.
I can't remember what team they was playing. It was clearly like, and I was disgusted. Like, it was clear he drove to the left, and the guy was sliding with him. Great slide. He grabbed his wrist, like you could see it. He grabbed his wrist and held it while he's driving to the basket, and just jumped up and fell like that. And the dude got called for a foul. And I'm like,
Lakers, I think.
it might have been. I was like, yo, that's crazy.
LeBron and them was playing defense with their arms behind their back. Was that? Were they playing?
It was crazy. I'm like, yo,
I
like,
remember what you're talking
I
about.
can't remember.
I'm like, ref, y'all don't see that? Like, that's crazy.
You might
Like,
end up getting a tech for doing that, for taunting the ref.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna play with my hands. But even with that, Jordan was doing that similarly. He was slapping his own hand on the reverse. I don't know if
yeah.
going to
That's
the
a little.
line,
That's a
like,
little different though.
Hold on,
I just
ref.
thought that was finesse. Braun did that the other, like, what, couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
He did that. People were saying he was trying to draw the foul like Jordan. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was just like finesse.
But other than that, I got respect for Harden. Where y'all put him on shooting guards all the time, though.
I gotta wait till the end of his career.
In his career. That's fair.
Yeah.
He's gonna be. I
I
think
think
he's
top
gonna be a
10.
top 10 scorer.
Maybe.
Like,
I think top 5, maybe.
yeah, he's gonna
But
get a bucket.
the defense, I hate to bring it, but the defense, I gotta.
But we already understood though. James Harden was
D'Antoni.
never a two-way. You know what I'm saying?
He was in OKC though.
He had to play that role. I mean, he was just coming out of Arizona State. Even at Arizona State, he wasn't a two-way. He was like, let's get it rocking. Like, let's
D'Antoni ruined what he could have been.
yeah.
I'm always blame D'Antoni. That's
I
just
can't say that, man. I can't say
system.
anybody ruined anybody. I feel like he did what he was gonna do that got him to the league. And he was gonna keep expounding on that, you know, and he wasn't gonna stop. He was a scorer. Man, I'm not about to play defense, but to allude to your point, when you do get a straight offensive minded coach,
that just wants you to run the whole time. I'm not putting no energy on defense. You want me to run 100 miles an hour on offense every single time? I
That's what
can't play
James
defense.
did. Once he arrived at Houston,
Yeah,
he
he
was
was
like,
going-
you guys know what I can do offensively.
Yeah.
Now that I know that I'm a franchise,
And so, but they were
All I'm
smart
doing
though.
is
you better go get Patrick Beverly.
Yeah, PJ Tucker.
Yeah, go get those guys
exactly what
because
you
it's
better
not
do.
coming out of me. Go get Clint Capella. Like,
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
you better be
barely,
crazy.
I think that messed him up.
But he still
That
got. But remember, he had a stretch too with him and Westbrook were competing for triple doubles, bro. He was rebounding the basketball.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Defensively, sometimes they could be little pooch rebounds, but sometimes he was going to get them. James Harden is not a small guy. You know, he maybe like 6'5" or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's wide and he got a quick first step. So
Yeah.
he can hoop
Yeah.
and he can play defense
guy.
when he wants to.
when he wants to. But that's why I don't get him. Like, dude, you should. That should be
that's the
drilled in your
difference.
mind.
Ain't that the
man.
difference between great though?
Yeah, that's why I
Like,
say the greats were always 2 ways off
they're
rip,
gonna. Yeah, that's what I'm
and
saying.
it didn't stop.
When I talk about 2-way guards for shooting guards, you gotta be 2-way. That's the only way you stand out. Like,
Only
and be
way.
dynamic with it. Like,
The 2 greatest players of all time are shooting guards.
yeah.
Kobe and then Jordan.
That's the greatest basketball position in history, I believe, in my opinion.
The 3
I
is
like
close.
I like the 4 spot, man. I like the 4 spot because if you're a 4 that can push the ball, shoot,
be a KG.
you know what I'm saying? Like, man, you have the potential to be the best player
Yeah,
like of all
we got
time. I like the 4
KG,
spot, man.
Dirk. You got a lot of great
Tim
forward.
Duncan.
Tim Duncans that just changed. Chris Bosh.
Yeah, Bosh
That
is a
just-
4.
Yeah.
You know, Kevin Love, even though they played him sometimes.
You can
at
affect
5,
the
he was
game a
4.
lot. To be honest, you can affect the game a lot more at the 4 than any other position because you can stretch the floor, you can bang,
You can pass.
push it. That's what makes Draymond. That's what makes Draymond dynamic too.
I feel like
Yeah.
y'all believe that based off of today's game, though. The new era of basketball. Because back in the 80s and 90s and there beyond or before, they're just going to be on the block.
But before then,
That's
you got
all they
think
doing.
you got Charles Barkley. You got
Princeton
6'4",
offense.
though.
You got
He's
to think
6'4".
like
I mean, the height has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Like Draymond and is only what 6'7". You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to think. Sean,
tall, man.
Sean Kemp, Karl Malone.
Karl Malone.
For a power forward, 6'7" is not big.
Bro, that's tall. 6'7" is
I'm just
tall.
talking-
I'm not
6'7"
saying
is
this.
tall, but he's only an inch taller.
I'm
than
just
Kobe.
talking about. I'm just.
I get that. I'm not
That's
saying
Kobe
that's like
running the
tall
floor.
for that position. I'm not saying.
I'm just saying-
I'm saying 6'7" is tall, so you can still be able to make those plays
Yeah.
and step out and hit jumpers because
Right.
it's tall enough to be able to operate on the best position on the floor.
You can still rebound,
Rebound, pass, push.
defend. You defending on screen like you
Trail jumpers.
Man, now that we talk about it, the 4 might be the
That's what I'm saying, bro.
most important position on the floor.
And I hear what you're saying too, though. In
Because
this
of the
today's game,
dirty
you're
work.
definitely right.
I think because of the dirty work.
But just add on that if you're the scorer, if you're like the leader of the team at the 4, I don't know what position more you can like really impact the game. Like
In every way.
I think
in every way.
I think the 4 should be the one to be considered the general. You should be the general because you can see everything.
Yeah.
You could be
Well, that's-
a taller guy. You know
well,
what
that's
I'm
why
saying?
Draymond's successful.
yeah.
That we're talking about Draymond Green right now. Like
Yeah,
that's why
yeah,
he's
exactly
successful.
it.
But imagine Dennis Rodman making
Yeah, that's
those,
another
making
one. That's
those
crazy.
those quarterback calls, so to speak.
So
Nobody would have won championships.
Nobody.
Not if Dennis Rodman was that guy.
yeah, if he played like that.
I don't know. This guy was literally, I believe, that 90, what was he on the team? 96, 97, 98.
Bro, this
He's
man
doing
went.
all the hard work. He's doing all the dirty work. He's diving, his body fully extended out for a rebound.
That's why you can't have a guy like that leading, because if he's the leader and he goes out there diving every time, his head get cut off. Nobody else knows what's going on. That's what type of player Dennis Rodman was. So let him go.
But he
get
takes
the
that
40.
away from having to have Jordan do that. Pippen doesn't have to do that. Kerr don't have to do that. Paxson don't have to do that. Hodges doesn't have to do that. But my 4 is, I'm going to do the dirty work.
That's fine.
You guys are
You need a Dennis Rodman on every team.
Yeah.
You need a Dennis Rodman on every team.
We just saying if you have a dynamic 4 like a Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Chris Bosh, like you can really
You have a
dominate
high
the game.
chance of winning games because you can
Anthony Davis if he actually plays.
if he that's a great point though. AD if he actually plays.
If he plays, he's
don't wanna play the 5.
He's going to be the clear. That's
wanna
why
be a
he
point
always.
guard so
That's why he
bad.
always want to play the 4. When you think about it, that's why he always wants to play the 4 because it don't lock you down. If you play the 5, you're locked to a certain spot on
Yep.
the floor.
Whole game.
There, you don't hear nothing about no stretch 5. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're locked in a certain spot.
Jokic is like, what's your favorite word? The anomaly.
Yeah, Jokic is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jokic can hoop, bro.
Jokic
He has a
crazy.
high IQ. His IQ
He's
is
out the
dumb
world.
high, bro.
Yeah.
Ooh, young boy, Mikey Williams.
Transitioning into high school ball.
Yeah, I like that. Great transition, man. He's from San Diego, right?
I don't know where he's from.
'Cause I think he's going to a school now on the East Coast. I think he's at a school on the East Coast now.
For me, because I was just actually looking at his page the other day. For me, I can't really assess him in high school. That's just my opinion because y'all know how the talent gap is all over the place in high school. So it's hard for me to like really get a good gauge. Like he's going to be a good player. I'm not saying like hating on him anyway. I think he's a good player now. I think he's going to be a good player in college. But I think he probably won't even go to college.
I was going to say he's
So-
going to be a journeyman.
He's a pro. He's a pro already.
Yeah, because he signed that contract. Yeah.
right.
I mean, he's still an amateur, but his NIL, he's in high school.
Yeah.
He's definitely going to be
so-
a journeyman because not by force, but because by choice.
Yeah, he's going to be. I'm trying to think of a player. He can either be a Lance Stevenson or a Sebastian Telfair.
Wow.
I feel like that's disrespectful.
Not quite. Not
No,
quite.
no.
Telfair had some hype coming out of high school,
Yeah,
bro.
he was
Yeah,
super hype.
But look where he's at.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
that's what he's comparing it to.
That's what I'm
Saying
comparing
like
it.
that could possibly happen
That
to
could be-
Mikey Williams.
He's either going to be.
Due to what though?
I just
The crowd he got around him.
not the crowd that he got around him. I just don't, I personally don't see it right now. Him putting up these numbers against college players and NBA players. That's just me right now. What I
agree.
see right now.
I agree with you by saying you can't assess him because high school ball, pro ball,
Well-
there's a huge gap.
Yeah, well, let's look at all the players that come out like this, right? Austin Rivers, Cole Anthony. You know, these guys were. I would say these two were even more hyped than Mikey Williams was at the time. And look where they're leveling out at in the league.
Solid NBA careers.
Yeah, the reason why I don't
Yeah,
think
so
he's
that's what I'm
that
saying.
good-
So he's either going to be a Lance Stevenson or a Sebastian Telfair. That's
Lance
what I'm
is
saying.
fighting to stay in the league though, right?
Now he is. But come on, Lance was first 10 years in the league. We know he was a factor on Indiana. So Lance is not a bad comparison.
It was
to,
Danny Granger's team for one, David West, Paul George.
They had
Yes,
a great
it was
team.
their team.
Was that?
But don't tell me that Lance Stevenson won't a factor on them Indiana team. He gave them the edge that they needed.
He was a great player, yes, but he was doing the dirty work. Mikey Williams is not going to be that.
and he was
he's not
doing
gonna be that kind of guy. Though. That
So
kind of guy.
what kind of guy is he going to be when he comes in the league? You see him averaging over 20, leading the team.
I don't see him leading the team in his first few years. I see
So
him.
you see-
I see him being like a LaMelo Ball.
That's a high praise.
It is, but even
Is he good as LaMelo is right
Look
now?
at we just did this yesterday.
only-
looking at LaMelo Ball's
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
numbers.
Yeah.
They're
He been hooping.
stagnant. They going up and down. He had 7. Like his last 10 games, 20, 20, 20, plus 20, plus 20, plus 13,
still figuring
7,
it out.
9, 10, back up to 20.
I mean,
I can see Mikey doing that.
Here's what Mikey like.
And
The
LaMelo is
situation is
safe for the rest of
LaMelo's
his career.
6'7". Okay, LaMelo Ball is 6'7".
How tall is Mikey Williams?
6'2". All right, he's 6'2". So the reason why I say he can play, he's athletic, but being good, I have not seen him being able to run a team. When we all say run a team, like you look at a Kyrie. Kyrie's
Yeah.
coming off the ball screens, creating plays. Mikey Williams,
I know
he
he's
can
going.
hoop at this level where he at right
Yeah.
now. He's getting his jump shots. He got the side step. He's athletic. He'll dunk on you. But at the next level, bro,
Your
he's
IQ
not,
has to kick in.
Yeah, he's not Jalen Green, bro. He's not as athletic as Jalen Green. He tried to go up and dunk at 6'2", like Jalen Green does.
I don't know
Block.
about that, bro. I don't know. Jalen Green is super big. He's super athletic.
And he
He's
can
got the
play.
height, but he's got the height over Mikey. Mikey Williams is a freak of nature as well.
No,
He's
I wouldn't
just
say a
not
freak of nature. We've seen him before. We've seen Mikey Williams before.
Mikey Williams-
We've seen plenty Mikey Williams before, bro. He's not a
Bro,
Bron.
He's not Braun, but neither is Jalen Green.
He's not.
But I'm
he's
saying from
taller than
Jalen
Mikey.
Green was one of the first to go to like I'm just saying I'm not saying he was the first. He was one of those first that going to the Ignite, playing on a G League team.
Okay.
With the hype coming around who he was. He was gonna be the number 1 overall pick. He was gonna be whatever, you know what I mean? Even though he wasn't, Cade got the number 1, but he had that hype around him too. But he developed a game. He knew how to play. Mikey Williams is still at the level where he's playing AAU, where you can have an AAU team at 8 a.m. You playing that team, you beating them by 60, and it's all highlights. You know what I mean?
But y'all don't think y'all are being a little bit too rough on him right
No,
now?
no, I'm not being rough at all.
He's only in high school though.
I'm not being rough.
Oh,
on him.
that's why I'm saying it's hard for me to gauge.
Hold on. But to
We're not-
allude to your point, you already when we have our discussions off camera and off air, like you say, at 8 years old, you got to be ready. You know what I'm saying?
But pro ball,
And then you can't say that
and
too,
high
because
school
then-
ball there's a
Okay.
large gap.
But, hey, if we had this conversation about Kobe back in the day, this wouldn't even be a discussion because you could tell that Kobe was clearly better. It was going to be better in college and in the NBA. You could see it. That's all I'm saying. I cannot see that for him. Like
Right.
I saw
Now-
that
now
for a
listen to
Kobe,
this.
for a T-Mac, for a Kevin Garnett, for these players that went out and that were young at his age right now. And like
Got
Caleb
you.
is like
But
Caleb
there's
is
only
saying,
one Kobe. Like there's only one Bron.
but like Caleb is saying though, Mikey is not nothing we haven't seen before.
Yes.
Over the past 8 to 9 years, we've seen this type of player recycle and come into the league. The only thing different about him is he has a big social media following.
Yeah.
This is the only thing that he got like 3.3 million people following him.
He got a $1 million deal in high school.
Yeah, so that's the only difference about him that we see. But as far as style of play, like Caleb was saying, he is playing his competition. His team is stacked. And he's playing competition that's trash, and then it goes up one game, he plays a good team, and then for the next 8 games, they're playing bad teams. So it's just, for me, it's hard to judge that. Like, how good can he really be? I'm saying he's good,
I believe
but I just don't know how good he is.
But like I said, high school ball compared to pro ball, there's a huge gap. I mean, for goodness sake, though, look at Scalabrini out of the league and still cooking high school players just for the heck of it.
No, but okay. But if you listen to, like, what atmosphere is Scalabrini in? Is he just in a bogus regular high school, private school? Okay, cool.
It may have been in college. Or
is he at like an IMG playing? Because the guys at IMG are going to be able to compete and play with the Scalabrini. So I'm not talking about the gap between high school and the NBA anymore, because these guys are LaMelo Ball, for example. He left high school. Mm-hmm. He left high school, came back to Spire, had that whole journeyman activity, but he was a pro playing with pros at 16, 17 years old.
Went overseas because his dad withdrew them from going to UCLA.
But I'm just saying, as once before, the high school to pro gap is not as far away as it once was. So we can look at a Mikey Williams and see him playing at these top competitions or whatever, and playing at 6'2", dunking on cats, East Baying on a break.
Okay, now
you can judge and say, okay,
look
cool.
at Zaire Wade. Zaire Wade is going in, what is that league, that summer league? The Drew League, playing in the Drew League. Mm-hmm. Zaire's in the G League now. Mm-hmm. He's nowhere near, even though he was doing all right. As a matter of fact, he was playing with Beyonce's team, I think, a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. All right. You know what I'm saying? But clearly there was a clear difference between, I don't know who those Joe Schmoes were. Some of them I'm pretty sure were professional. Some of them probably just been in the Drew League for a minute. But you could tell there's a significant ability in between the two games.
And Zaire Wade.
Mm-hmm. And whoever these other guys are that are in the Drew League. He's got a lot of growth. Mm-hmm. Physically, IQ-wise. You know,
but he's doing all right in the G League right now, though.
Yeah, I mean,
I
think he's 6'2".
Yeah,
so he had to drastically change his game.
That's what I'm saying. And Mikey Williams is 6'2", so unless he grows another 4 inches, what position are we putting him at in the league? And what Caleb is saying, can he run it? Can he run a team at the 6'2" in the NBA?
And I don't think we being realistic. We don't think that he'll be coming in leading a team. You know what I'm saying? It's only very few of that. Yeah. So maybe his second, third year, maybe. But LaMelo Ball is running a team.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Jalen Green,
because of the hype as well. He has
he can play.
Good.
I know. I'm not discrediting that, but social media was also good to him as well as his brothers.
His brothers was good, but LaMelo was making his name on his own though. When he went overseas, his numbers was crazy. His numbers was crazy.
I remember LeVar Ball saying, These Ball brothers, if they all on the same team,
that was it. But they still got to go out and play. LaMelo was hooping. He was hooping, okay. and he made it. He was playing so good overseas that he got drafted in the top 5.
You remember what's the other cat that was with him? R.J. Hampton. Remember R.J. Hampton and him was on the same plane. People saying, "Oh no, R.J. Hampton number 1 overall. He better. LaMelo Ball, they both played in the little Canadian league, the NBL. I'm sorry, the NBL. R.J. Hampton had the accolades. LaMelo Ball was in and out of the games a little bit, but even then, LaMelo Ball was still a better player. LaMelo Ball know how to play basketball, bro.
I agree.
That's the separation. We saw that in high school.
Yeah, you saw that.
Mm-hmm.
And Mikey, I don't see that in high school right now in him. So we can say, like, I don't know, maybe his 3rd or 4th year. But LaMelo, he can be like one of the league's best players, and this is only his 2nd year.
Yeah, but we will never know because he didn't go straight from high school to the league. He went to go play pro ball with his brother Jello overseas.
That's going straight to the league. Pro basketball overseas is the league to them. You know what I'm saying? That's pro.
But that's better than high school basketball, though.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
There's still a gap. You playing pro ball. He had gotten that experience.
Yeah,
before.
I think you're kind of arguing to our point, though.
Yeah,
I don't think you're arguing against our point. We're saying that we see him excelling right now, which is good, but when the competition is consistent on the next level, will he be the same?
What my argument is, giving Mikey some time.
No, we're not saying not give him some time. We're just
We
saying
understand time is a factor,
Yeah,
bro.
we're just
He's still in
saying
high
we
school.
don't see it. So that's my comparison. Why I say it's either going to be Sebastian Telfair, where you come in the league and you have a couple years and you do decent, they plug
Celtics,
you in, but then you phase out, or you're going to be a Lance Stevenson who is for a longer period of time, and it's going to be, regardless of what team he's on, whatever role he plays, he's going to be a key contributor to the team.
Okay, well,
Every team he's on.
I think he'll be a more of a corner piece than Lance Stevenson, in my opinion. And to say Sebastian Telfair, I think that's undermining Mikey's game, even at this level that he's at now in high school. I think that's just a little bit.
Sebastian
I don't think so.
Telfair.
Sebastian Telfair was the number one player in the country and was killing
Sebastian
people. He was
Telfair,
nice.
DeJuan Wagner, they was like one of the first high school players to hit 100 points in a game.
I'm
They
just
was
talking about
crazy.
league wise. I'm not talking about
They were
high
crazy.
school ball. I'm not talking about what they're
I'm just
doing
talking about
in
the
high
hype
school.
that's around. The hype was around
I'm talking about
Sebastian.
the
He
hype.
came out.
I'm talking about level of play and your role in the league on an NBA team. Sebastian did what in the league?
That's what he's saying. Like
What
when
did he do?
that's he's saying. Mikey Williams has two routes coming to what you're just saying. A Sebastian Telfair, like what did he do? No one knows.
That's not what
Or-
I'm saying. What I'm saying is we're gonna have a conversation like, yo, this guy is tough. He's elite.
I don't know.
Y'all
I
are
think
saying,
I don't
y'all
know.
are saying, oh man,
I don't see him getting to that. I don't see him getting to that level.
He gonna
That's
be
just me
phased
personally.
out.
And if I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong when he gets there. And I hope he does. If that's his aspiration, I hope he does. But I just, for me, I don't see it right now because just the competition. Once I see him consistently against great competition and can see, like Caleb was saying, does he have the IQ? Can he adjust his game when everything is changing? When you're not the best player on the floor every time you step on the floor, like what are you made of? And that's just what we're waiting to see. It looks nice in high school with how social media and stuff, you barking on people, you doing all that.
Only time will
When,
tell.
what's gonna happen when somebody barking on you? What's gonna happen when you run into Dame Lillard and he giving you 50?
Only time will tell.
Then you run
you
into
gotta check
and then
Ja.
you run into LaMelo. Yeah, that's what. Then you run into LaMelo Ball. He's 6'7" and fully into himself, and you still 6'2", 6'4". Like that's what I'm saying.
It's tough, man. How old is Mikey Williams? What,
I think
17?
he's like 17. He's not that far away. Do I think he's gonna get to the league?
How
I
old is
think the hype-
LaMelo? 19? No, I'm joking.
About 20, 21.
He was 20.
Like that.
And to your point earlier, LaMelo is only up and down like this, to be honest with y'all, is because it's not really his team yet. You still got Scary Terry there, who is playing crazy right now.
Doesn't he come off the bench though?
Who?
Terry Rozier.
Oh, no.
I think he starts.
He starts.
So it's kind of hard for. I think it's still hard for. Isn't Gordon Hayward still there too? So it's
I
kind
don't
of
know
hard.
the dynamic. I don't know the team
playing.
dynamic of the Hornets. I just
think
know
they get.
beat us
I
the
think
other
they get along well, but it's going to be hard for LaMelo to be 100% consistent when you got another guard like that who left his prior situations and be like, I'm that guy. You know what I'm saying? So he's not going to come in and just be like, oh, I'm going to give you everything.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? It's going to be like, no, this is our team, but this is my team. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
It's on its way to be his team, though.
I think
it
it
is.
is.
It is, though. We saw that last year. Like,
I believe it is his
the
team.
only way they can win is if we're honest, the only way they can win is if it fully becomes his team.
Yeah, right now, because they're still in like the, okay, we have pieces to be a team,
Yep.
but not saying like we're building around LaMelo and Mikal Bridges. I mean, what is his name? Not Mikal Bridges.
I know you're talking about. His last name is Bridges.
His last name is Bridge. I forgot his first name too. It just slipped. my mind.
Mikal is the one in Phoenix.
Yep.
Well, we know Miles Bridges.
Yeah.
Michigan State, you know. So it's got to be built around them two. If them two play well together, like LaMelo and then Miles Bridges, everything else you got to just find pieces.
I think if Terry Rozier, if this was happening, not saying it's happening, if he was keeping that mindset, if he would just come out and be like, "Yo, LaMelo, this is your team," like, but I'm here for the ride, that would make him even better because then, for sure, he's your primary scorer. He's the best scorer on the team.
Yeah.
But you just give LaMelo that freedom to like fully
he
be
do.
himself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Let him, like, he 20. Like, let him
Yeah.
be joking. Don't be like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and wrap this one up, man. And when we come back, we'll go ahead and draw another name and see who we gonna talk
Yeah,
about,
man.
Let's get it.
All right, it's the
Peace.
Fast Break, episode
Yo.
7 closing out. Stay tuned for episode 8.